Alright, what's up everybody? In this video we're checking out just Garou. I do plan to make showcases for every unit, and I think everyone else could probably be in one video. But Garou, for good reason you'll see later, right now only has 2 passes, but trust me, he gets out of hand very quickly. He has his own video. He does pair with Saitama as well, so I guess Garou and Saitama collectively are pairing together. We do have Bulma Wish of Power, so he could have a 20% damage buff, but it doesn't look like he does, I don't know. This is my Glitched Mystical Garou, maxed out crit tree, his own godly lead which stayed the same, and he's divine boosted, triple S everything, and yeah, no soul. That's how it's looking. So, placement cost of 1k, doing 31.8 mil every 10.2. It's very slow SPA for a placement unit, but I mean he's doing pretty good damage. He does have the plasma effect, which is doing 155%, and then 2 passives on placement, Fusion of God. His SPA cannot be buffed, and buffs turn into damage. Okay, so any SPA buff turn into damage and crit buff. Okay, crit damage buff. He also cannot be buffed externally by damage, so his damage can't be buffed, that's why he doesn't have a Bulma Wish of Power. And then any external damage buff turns into a crit chance buff. That's why he has a 70% crit chance buff right now. If his crit chance is above 100, right here, extra crit chance is converted into range and crit damage. You can see right there. Looks like a little bit. I'm not sure. So pretty much he can't get buffed by SPA or damage, but he can get buffed by crit and crit damage. Godlike Eradication. Every 20 attacks, crits count as 2. So after a very long time on placement, he gains that little damage buff we saw, 350% damage, 150% SPA, so he attacks slower I think, and then 100% crit chance for 2 attacks. So we can see him buffing himself up, and also at the same time maybe activating his Fusion of God passive, I don't know. He also can apply Detonation and Bolt, then apply Rupture and Unstable during the 2 attacks that he has that buff. And if an enemy has entered his Radiation Dead Zone, which we'll find out more about later I think, these attacks will always hit that enemy, even if they're out of his range. So, if they enter a certain dead zone, he can always hit them. Okay, we're going to check out the upgrades here, but there's the damage buff on placement, the 350% for the 2 attacks. If we put him on none, we can probably keep it, I'm assuming. So we'll check that out with the buff, I guess. Might as well, right? Grade 1. Grade 2, we gain... Okay, Shake modes. This one. Please do not get mad at me in the comments for not reading every single passive and every single ability, because he is starting to get out of hand now. Pretty much he has 3 different modes. You can see what each of them do right here. They are stackable. We can grab all of these in the same run. But they're all different damage and range buffs, and a couple different passives you can see, which are... One of them is relying on Saitama, the baldy one. But they're pretty unique. We'll grab each of them here. We'll check them all out at different times. So first up, the gravity one. So Shake modes, we got the interdimensional imitation gravity one. So the abilities we got from that, Portal Creation. This is going to let him place down a portal on the track. Anything that walks into that portal is forced to walk back with a cap of 10 times. Pretty low cooldown on that, so very good rewind. This one, he's going to, okay, have like different alternating AoEs and certain damage stats for each attack. I don't know, he's going to alternate different attacks. When he attacks the same thing a bunch of times, so like boss killing, he's going to do more damage and percent based, max HP percent based with a cap of 2 trillion. Damage and reduces cooldown by 50 seconds per enemy. So he's pretty much going to have a boss killing mode here. And then that is pretty much all we got I think. Oh wait no, interdimensional travel, this one is also from Gravity. This is the passive. Whenever a boss is outside his range, he teleports close to that boss and then he makes them walk back. After that boss dies, he TPs back to his original spot before he TP'd to the boss. That can happen as many times as he wants, and then he can only affect one boss at a time. Okay. Keep going on upgrades now, and we can actually... You know, before we get into the next one, we got a new passive here, upgrade 3. Radiation. I'm gonna try and do these like one at a time while we get them. Upgrade 3. Upon entering his range, deal 25% of his damage every second. Radiation Dead Zone. Upon entering 20% of his range, deal 65% of his damage every second. So just damage over time, like Cosmic Dust Storm, the original Garou, original Cosmic Garou. Any debuff to his enemy, wait, what? Any debuffs to this enemy are 50% more effective, so anything in his dead zone is gonna take a 50% more effective debuff from anything, so like maybe slow will last longer. I don't know if it'll like debuff them more. I don't know, we gotta test that out eventually one day, but it sounds pretty strong. Okay, Dimensional Barrage, new attack, still circle AoE. We'll go into the Shake modes or whatever and grab the martial arts now, so 2 new passives it looks like. Whirlwind, Slashing Steel, and Watchdog. So I'm trying to read all this in one video, but man, I'm doing my best, but hopefully you guys can kind of understand what's going on right now. There's a lot, okay. Whirlwind, Slashing Steel. When he lands a crit, he's going to do a follow-up to all enemies in range. And to the strongest thing in his range, he's going to deal more damage and deal max HP damage with a cap of 300 bill. He applies Mutilate on the multiplier of both, combined with a 9-second local cooldown, so Mutilate on top of that, heavily scaling follow-up attack. Watchdog. Every 100 seconds he gains range and damage for 3 attacks, sets his AoE to line for 3 attacks, and crits during this mode apply an effect depending on which attack is a crit. Okay. Oh boy. He can have cripple, weakened, expose, and restrict if he crits it during his Watchdog mode every 100 seconds. Okay. Cool. He'll be line AoE during that. We can see that right here. He's Watchdog and line AoE now. Okay. I'm going to use these Shake modes one more time and grab Imitation Bald Man. This one is kind of reliant on Saitama. We did bring Saitama with him. And there's also some weird ability combo. We'll try it out. We're at wave 6-7 right now, but we had to be past wave 30. So, Garou and Saitama should have a weird ability combo according to the dev post, but okay. Shake modes, we grabbed the bald one, which gave us, let me check, consecutive normal punches. This is going to be, let's see, what is that? Like a different mode. Each attacks faster, does less damage, and for every crit he gains damage, crit damage and crit chance, permanent for the duration of the ability. And every 10 crits he does like a little mini nuke of 5 times his damage. And then a punch here is another nuke, or another ability, sorry. He's going to set his AoE to cone for 1 attack, and yeah, do a little nuke for 50 times his damage, right? Sorry, I'm pretty tired, but hopefully that's right. And enemies take 50% more damage from all sources permanently. Wow, that's actually really good. Okay. Competitive nature. Let me double check there's no other passive from the bald mode. Yep, that was the only one. Pretty much this is going to equalize the damage of Saitama and Garou. It doesn't seem to work. I don't know if I'm tweaking, but like it says that, let me show you and read it. Garou and Hero Hunter apparently will always have the same base damage and base SPA. I'm not sure what Garou's base damage is then before everything, but right now he's at 18.5 with the like buff thing here you can see. And apparently they're supposed to always copy each other. For whoever has the highest damage, the other unit will take their stats. And it doesn't look like Saitama does. It might be bugged, I don't know, but I'd be really sad if it was, because it was a really long maintenance anyway, a really long delay. Anyway though, yeah, this is with Saitama. That was everything he got from the Baldy mode. Now, Gamma Burst, okay, upgrade 5. New passive again. Now we have, okay, whenever a boss enemy enters his range, this includes whenever interdimensional travel activates, so whenever he TPs to the boss outside of his range, he does 50 times his damage and applies Plasma, Extinguish, Unstable, Negation, Detonation, off that multiplier. So off the 50 times damage, he does all 4 of those right there, all 5 of those, sorry. And Plasma does 3 times damage instead of 1.5 to this boss permanently, so he does more Plasma damage. After this activates, I think, that should apply to his own effect as well. Okay. Keep going on the upgrades here. Cosmic Beam, upgrade 8 is a new attack. Giant line AoE. And here we go. Max potential Garou, cost of 1.2 million just about. That was everything. Hopefully you can see why this unit is his own video though. This is like already probably like a 10-minute showcase just going over every passive. I tried to summarize it and not take too long, I don't know. But yeah, this guy with Saitama, absolutely bananas, man. And there should be a special nuke. Let me go ahead and try it. So I'm just gonna go to 1x speed and use like, this is probably what he uses, so probably this one with this one, right? I'm just going to use every ability on them. There should be like a special ability with them, but I don't know if it would mention it anywhere. I don't know. This was just kind of mentioned in dev post, and like I never saw an indicator for it doing anything, so I couldn't really tell you. I mean, nothing new on them. Yeah, I have no idea. There should be a weird thing with their nuke that maybe makes the nuke do more damage or something. It's just, I don't know if you have to be in a certain stage to test it out. But there is Saitama and Garou. That was a very long showcase, sorry. Hopefully you kind of understood what he does. He's very good, I think. It's just you have to read everything. He has a lot of follow-up attacks, a lot of different crit damage buff, a lot of different modes that you can choose between, different like forms that change his stats and everything. But he's pretty good. Anyways, that was all for Garou and Saitama. Every other unit coming soon. You gotta get those showcases out. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.